Lifting devices are widely used in industrial sectors. Critical to the handling of heavy loads, they present multiple risks. To prevent accidents, all industries must put in place safety rules to be followed when using lifting devices for work. Lifting devices must be operated by trained and competent people, and they must be careful at all times in their work environment. Using lifting devices requires a high level of attention, concentration, and coordination. There are several types of lifting devices. We can find, for example, single girder or double girder overhead cranes, hoists, jib cranes and gantry cranes. These devices also include a large variety of lifting accessories. Their use is not without risks. There are many causes of accidents, and the most frequent ones are a material being thrown or falling, a material overturning, a victim being in a dangerous area, and the use and maintenance of these devices. When an accident occurs, it can have severe consequences for the workers, such as a permanent disability, and even death. It is important to understand how an overhead crane works, and its various movements. Lifting, which raises loads upward. Long travel, which is the movement of the bridge along the runway rails. Direction, which ensures the perpendicular movement of the winch trolley or trolleys to the movement of the bridge. And slewing or swinging, which ensures the rotation of the load around the vertical axis. Overhead cranes are generally controlled from inside a cab or from the ground. Controls from the ground are done using a pendant push-button box or a wireless remote control. Both the controls and the bridge should ideally have identical marking signs to prevent any ambiguity about the movements. The lifting device inspection is essential to prevent accidents. Also, it contributes to maintaining equipment in good condition, reducing spoilage, and maintenance and repair costs. The initial inspection, frequent inspection, and periodic inspection must be performed by a qualified and competent person. Only the operational inspection is under the responsibility of the operator. It must be performed before using the lifting device. The operational inspection must be performed on de-energized equipment and energized equipment to detect any hazard or irregularity. The load handling team is composed of an operator, a load guide, a slinger, and a signaler. Each one has their own responsibilities when working with a lifting device. Also, each one must wear the PPEs to ensure their safety. For example, steel-toed boots, safety glasses, suitable gloves for the materials to be handled, and a safety hard hat. First, the operator must be aware of the hazards related to their work environment. He must also identify hazards related to the time, for example, during a period of urgent work. He must identify hazards related to the task that may be caused by the load rigging and the maneuvers of the operator. He must also be aware of hazards related to the individual that can be caused by a lack of knowledge, a breach of safety rules, or a physical disability. The load guide, as its name indicates, must guide the load using guide cables, not their hands. As for the slinger, he must complete a good lifting plan to avoid accidents, and must take into account the assessment of the load weight, the assessment of the load's center of gravity, the selection of lifting accessories, and the selection of the load attachment method. It is possible for the overhead crane operator to lose visual contact with the load. The signaler must then take over to direct the load by using hand signals or the radio. The team must agree on the hand signals to be used to limit the risks of accidents. Among the standard hand signals, we find the taking command and the end of command, the stop signals, like the emergency stop, standard stop, and immobilization, the lifting or lowering of the load, the use of the main winch and auxiliary winch, the moving of the load with an overhead crane, a crane, or crawler crane, and the signals for using lifting accessories like magnets and grabs. In conclusion, lifting devices are involved in many severe accidents. They represent certain risks for any person using them or working near them. The prevention of accidents related to lifting devices must be a constant preoccupation for any company concerned with ensuring the safety of its personnel and optimizing the operations. To learn more about this topic, please consult our e-learning platform and catalog as well as our training and professional services in risk management.